Here's a little video about how to make a palm cross from your Palm Sunday palms. So the palm branches, the way they grow on the plant is kind of in an accordion like this. So you are going to want to make sure that you just get one surface of palm leaf. Sometimes you'll get two that are folded together, so make sure you've got just one surface. And then you want to take off the edges. If you have edges on your leaf that are stiff and hard, you'll feel sometimes there's a really stiff edge. You want to tear that off. And the palm leaf will tear quite easily right along the grain there. That's not difficult to do. You don't need to use scissors. You just get it started and it'll tear. And this one that I have, the bottom end here is a little rough looking, so I'm going to clip that off as well. So now I have this long strip of palm. It's probably close to 1/2 inch wide. And I'm also going to cut off the other end, the end that comes to a point. At some point close to the end, I want to cut that off straight so that it isn't pointed. That'll make one of the steps much easier later on. So I'm going to start with the wide end of my strip, and I'm going to fold that down towards myself, about 7 or 8 inches maybe from the end, and give it a good crease there where the fold. And then I'm going to take that piece and fold it right up at the top over to the right at a 90-degree angle, and I'm going to crease that little diagonal fold there. And then the next thing I'm going to do is take that part and wrap it tightly around the back and back across the front. So once again, it's sticking off to the right. And then I'm going to take that and make a loop, kind of a backwards loop, and overlap that end so it crosses over this center part and goes a little bit farther out into the loop, so that I have a loop like this at the top of this long piece. And then I'm going to pinch the center of that down. Now this is going to become the arms of the cross, but I'm not going to crease the folds just yet because I can go back later and adjust the length of the arms a little bit if I need to. But once I have it pinched together there, then I want to fold that whole thing down towards myself, that whole pinched part. So now it should look like that flattened loop with a little square on top. And then this is where having cut your end straight is really helpful, but if you didn't do it earlier, you can do it now, except that if you let go of this, it's going to fall apart at the moment. So I'm going to take that little end, bend it straight up, and I'm going to slide it through the very front space in that center of the cross. Now, if I'm trying to fit it in there and slide through and it won't go through, that means I'm too far back. I'm not right behind the very first top layer. Here is just a loop that goes across there, and you can thread this end through and then pull it all the way through, all the way until it makes a little upside down T shape like this. At that point, that's locked it together like a knot, and so I can let go and it doesn't fall apart. Now I'm going to once again take the cut narrow end and feed it right back down where it just came out. Now if I pulled it all the way through, the whole thing would just come back apart. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it down to where it's about the same length as the arms. And here's where I can get those arms even and pinch them, pinch that crease, and then I can get the top of the cross to the right length and pinch that crease. And I'm nearly done. Some people like to leave this really long tail like this and use it as a bookmark in their Bible or their prayer book. I like to fold the tail up so I have a kind of a self-contained cross so I can hang it over my door. So I just fold that end up to see how long I want that bottom part to be, and then I can cut that off somewhere where the end will be up inside this loop of the top. And then I'll just feed it back in right behind where it came out before. So it's going up into the middle of that loop until it's the length I want. And then I'm going to pinch the crease there. And I'm done. And if your palm branch was really, really long, or you made your cross with short arms, you would be able to make another one with this leftover piece. I think this one's a little too small, though. Have fun making your own palm crosses. Blessings, everyone.